Every morning before the noise begins, there's a quiet space that belongs only to you. No phone buzzing, no expectations, no headlines, just breath. And in that breath lies a hidden power most of us forget we have. It's the power to decide how we'll show up in the world today. Not tomorrow, not someday, but this morning, this moment, right now. You see, most people roll out of bed and dive straight into the storm. Emails, traffic, notifications, chaos. But what if, instead, you gave yourself 60 seconds to create peace before the world tried to steal it from you? What if your first thoughts weren't about what you have to do, but who you choose to be? That tiny shift, that sacred pause, can transform your entire day, and eventually your entire life. That's what this video is about. Today, I want to share with you something that comes from both Buddhist wisdom and modern psychology, a simple, powerful ritual called the 5 lines. It takes less than 3 minutes every morning, yet it has the potential to rewire your mindset, strengthen your spirit, and help you meet the world with calm, courage, and compassion. So stick with me till the end, because this practice could genuinely change how you see yourself and how you experience life. Before we dive in, if you're someone who believes that real change begins within, hit that like button right now, subscribe, and share this video with someone who could use a bit of peace in their mornings. Because when you raise your energy, you don't just change your day, you help others change theirs too. Now, here's the truth. We don't control what happens to us in life, but we absolutely control the energy we bring to it. That's what the Buddha meant when he said, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." Every morning when you wake up, you're not just waking your body, you're awakening your mind. And how you choose to start that awakening determines whether you live in reaction or intention. So imagine this. It's 6 a.m. Light is just touching your window, and you're still half between dreams and reality. Instead of grabbing your phone, you sit up, breathe in deeply, and whisper to yourself 5 simple lines. Not random words, not positive thinking fluff, but ancient, soul-tested reminders that reconnect you to what matters most. The first line, "I am grateful for this new day." It sounds simple, right? But this one sentence carries incredible power. Gratitude isn't just saying thanks. It's training your brain to notice life instead of missing it. Neuroscience even backs this up. Studies show that gratitude rewires neural pathways, boosting serotonin and reducing anxiety. But beyond the science, there's the feeling, the quiet warmth that says, "I'm still here. I still have time. I still get to try." When you start your morning with gratitude, you don't just change your thoughts, you change your chemistry. You walk differently. You breathe differently. Because the day no longer feels like something to survive, but something to receive. And that subtle shift makes all the difference between burnout and balance. But we're human. Some mornings, gratitude doesn't come easy. Maybe life's been heavy. Maybe you woke up to problems, losses, heartbreak. Still, if you can find even one small thing to appreciate, a friend's message, a warm shower, your beating heart, you've already won the first battle of the day. Gratitude is not ignoring pain. It's choosing to see light through it. The second line, "I embrace impermanence." This one is the heartbeat of Buddhist wisdom. Everything changes. Every joy, every sorrow, every success, every failure, they all move like waves. The sooner we accept that, the freer we become. Think about how much suffering comes from resistance, wishing things stayed the same, clinging to comfort, fearing loss. But when you whisper, "I embrace impermanence," you remind yourself that change isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. A while back, I lost someone I deeply loved. For months, I fought the idea that life could move on. Then one morning, I tried this practice. I sat quietly and said, I embrace impermanence. I didn't believe it at first, but slowly the words became real. The grief softened into gratitude. I began to understand that endings are not punishments. They're invitations to begin again. Every time you remind yourself of impermanence, you train your mind to flow, not fight. You start to see that holding on hurts more than letting go. You stop trying to control everything and start learning to dance with what's already here. That's freedom, not the absence of pain, but the absence of attachment. The third line is the bridge between you and the rest of humanity. I cultivate compassion for myself and others. This line is medicine. Because, let's be honest, we're usually much kinder to others than we are to ourselves. We forgive our friends but shame ourselves. We say, you're doing your best to others, but you're not enough to our own reflection. This line stops that cycle. To cultivate compassion means to water it like a plant. It doesn't grow overnight. Some days you'll feel like you failed, but compassion whispers, start again. When you say this line, imagine sending warmth to your heart first, then extend it outward to your family, your coworkers, even strangers you'll meet today. The moment you do, your energy shifts. You carry softness instead of tension. And believe me, the world feels it. We live in a time where everyone's rushing, comparing, judging. Compassion is rebellion. It says, I choose humanity over perfection. And when you approach your day that way, every interaction becomes sacred because you're not reacting from ego, but responding from empathy. If you're still watching, let me remind you, what you're hearing isn't theory. It's practice. It's real, repeatable, and it works when you do it. These lines don't belong to any religion. They belong to you. You don't need a temple or incense or robe. You just need a willing heart and 2 minutes of honesty every morning. And here's my challenge to you. Tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone, speak just the first 3 lines. Out loud. Whisper if you have to. I am grateful for this new day. I embrace impermanence. I cultivate compassion for myself and others. Notice how your body feels afterward. Notice how you move through your day. And if you feel even a 1% difference, a little more calm, a little more clarity, then do it again the next day. That's how transformation works, not in giant leaps, but in quiet repetition. We'll go deeper into the final 2 lines soon, about walking the path of wisdom and finding peace within. But before we get there, let this first part sink in. Gratitude grounds you. Impermanence frees you. Compassion connects you. Together, they form the foundation for a life that's not just successful, but meaningful. So if you're ready to start designing your mornings with intention, to stop letting the world decide your mood and start mastering your inner energy, then stay with me. Because what comes next will take you even deeper into this journey of self-transformation. And before we move on, if this message is already sparking something inside you, do me a favor. Tap that subscribe button. Share this with someone who needs a little morning peace and comment below. I choose mindfulness. Let's make this a community of people who start each day with purpose and end each day with peace. Because at the end of it all, the question isn't what will happen today, but who will I be while it happens? Every morning is a new beginning, a blank page waiting for you to write your story on. And the truth is, how you speak to yourself in those first moments of the day determines how the rest of it will unfold. Before the noise of the world floods in, before you scroll through notifications or drown in responsibilities, take a breath and turn inward, because the most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. When you wake up, don't just reach for your phone, reach for your power. Stand in front of the mirror, Look into your own eyes and speak life into your reflection. Tell yourself, I am the creator of my destiny. I am stronger than my fears. I am grateful for the life I have. I am becoming the best version of myself. I am enough. These aren't just words. They're seeds of belief, and every time you say them, you water the garden of your future. See, your mind listens to everything you say. If you feed it doubt, it grows fear. But if you feed it faith, it grows courage. That's why successful people don't just hustle harder, they think better. They understand that mindset is the foundation of everything. The world will try to label you, limit you, and sometimes even break you. But the voice inside you, that steady, calm, powerful voice, is what defines who you become. When you speak to yourself with strength, the universe starts to mirror that energy back. You'll begin to walk taller, smile easier, and handle challenges with grace because you've already decided deep inside that you can. This is what it means to speak power into your life. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about reminding yourself that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. It's about choosing belief over fear, gratitude over comparison, progress over perfection. And yes, it might feel awkward at first, talking to yourself in the mirror, but give it time. Because soon, those words will stop being something you say and start becoming something you are. So, tomorrow morning, when the alarm goes off, don't rush into the chaos. Pause, breathe, then speak those 5 lines to yourself like you mean them. Let them echo through your chest. Feel them settle into your bones. And as you walk out the door, carry that energy with you. Calm, confident, unstoppable. Because you are not just surviving another day, you are building a new version of yourself, one word, one thought, one morning at a time. If this message hits your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Someone out there needs this reminder today. And if you're ready to keep growing with this energy, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe, because this is only the beginning of your comeback story. Your voice, your mindset, your life, they all start with you. So speak life, every morning, every time, and now. This is where everything changes. The moment you decide that your life no longer runs on autopilot, that you're done waiting for motivation to find you, because you are the motivation. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to knock on your door and hand you the life you dream about. It's on you, and that's not a burden, it's freedom. Every morning you wake up, you're given another chance to rewrite your story, to rise a little higher, to become a little stronger, and to step closer to the person you were born to be. When you start speaking power into your mornings, everything begins to shift. You stop chasing validation and start creating value. You stop comparing your journey to others and start honoring your own pace. Because you finally understand that growth isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. The words you speak become habits. The habits become actions. And the actions shape your destiny. It's a chain reaction of energy that begins with one simple act. Speaking light into your day before the darkness of doubt gets a chance to speak first. Think about it. How many mornings have you woken up already feeling behind, already criticizing yourself, already stressed? What if instead you woke up grateful? What if, before you even touched your phone, you looked in the mirror and said, "Today, I choose peace. Today, I choose progress. Today, I choose me." That tiny shift can transform not just your morning, but your entire life. Because you attract what you believe you deserve. And when you start believing that you're worthy of good things, life has no choice but to meet you at that level. This isn't just about positivity. It's about power. It's about training your mind to see possibility where others see problems. It's about replacing fear with faith, excuses with effort, and self-doubt with self-trust. When you talk to yourself with confidence, the world begins to respond in kind. You start noticing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You start creating moments of growth where others would give up. That's what happens when your mindset becomes your muscle. So, from this moment on, make yourself a promise that you will speak to yourself like someone you love, that you'll remind yourself daily that you are enough, even on the hard days, because the way you talk to yourself becomes the way you live your life. Stop waiting for a perfect time. Stop apologizing for wanting more. Start now. Start here. Start with you. And if this message lit something inside you, don't let it fade. Share it with someone who needs a spark today. Drop a comment with one line you'll tell yourself tomorrow morning. Let's fill the world with voices that uplift instead of doubt. Because when you change the way you speak to yourself, you change everything. You've got one life, make it count. Speak power. Lie boldly. Rise every morning knowing that you are not behind. You are becoming. Sunrise fire. And here's the truth. Life will test you. It will push you to your limits, knock you down, and make you question everything you thought you knew about yourself. There will be mornings when those 5 lines feel impossible to say, when your reflection looks tired, when your heart feels heavy. But that's exactly when your words matter most. Because power isn't built in comfort. It's forged in the fire of resistance. Every time you rise after falling, every time you choose belief over fear, you're rewriting your story. You're proving that strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one morning at a time. So when life gets loud, get louder. When doubt whispers that you're not enough, speak back with conviction. Say out loud, I am enough. When everything around you feels uncertain, ground yourself in gratitude. Say, I am grateful for this moment. Because gratitude turns chaos into clarity and struggle into strength. You have the power to control your inner world, no matter how stormy the outer world gets. That's not delusion, that's discipline. That's mastery. And here's the secret successful people don't talk about enough. It's not the big moments that define you. It's the small ones. It's waking up when you don't feel like it. It's speaking kindness to yourself when no one's watching. It's believing in your potential even when results haven't shown up yet. That's the work that changes you from the inside out. That's what builds an unshakable foundation for everything else in life. So don't wait for the perfect opportunity, the perfect time, or the perfect version of yourself. It doesn't exist. You already have everything you need inside you. The only thing left is to act, to speak, to move. Don't just survive your mornings. Own them. Don't just speak those 5 lines. Live them. Let them shape the way you think, the way you walk, the way you lead. Because when your mornings change, your mindset changes. And when your mindset changes, your entire life follows. Look at yourself in the mirror and remind that person staring back. You made it through every hard day so far. You are still here. You are still fighting. You are still growing. That's power. That's progress. That's purpose. And if you can feel that energy right now, don't let it fade when this video ends. Take it with you. Share it. Speak it. Spread it. Someone out there needs your light. And maybe, just maybe, your voice will be the one that reminds them to believe again. So wake up tomorrow, look yourself in the eye, and speak greatness into your life. Not someday, not when things are easier, but now, because the person you're becoming is already inside you, waiting for you to speak them into existence. Your story isn't over. It's just getting started. Rise up, speak power, lie bold. You are enough, always have been, always will be. Sunrise fire. This is it. The moment where you stop hearing the message and start living it. Because motivation means nothing if it doesn't move you. Those 5 lines you speak every morning aren't just affirmations. They're your declaration of war against every excuse, every doubt, every voice that ever told you that you couldn't. From this day forward, every sunrise is a reminder you get another shot, another chance to rise, rebuild, and become everything you were meant to be. You got to understand something. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are becoming. Every scar on your body, every setback you survived, every tear you've ever cried, they're proof that you're still standing, still breathing, still fighting. And that means you're not finished yet. The fire inside you, it's not gone. It's just waiting for you to feed it again. So don't wake up tomorrow just to exist. Wake up to elevate. Look yourself in the mirror and say those words with everything you've got. I am the creator of my destiny. I am stronger than my fears. I am grateful for my life. I am becoming the best version of myself. I am enough. Let them hit deeper than ever before. Let them burn through every insecurity, every limitation, every ounce of doubt left inside you. Because once you start believing in that voice, the voice of truth, of power, of purpose, nothing can stop you. You owe it to yourself to rise. You owe it to your younger self who once dreamed of more. You owe it to your future self who's waiting on the other side of your comfort zone. This is your time, your story, your comeback. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. The power is already in your hands, in your words, in your belief, in your discipline. And if you're feeling that fire right now, don't let it fade. Keep it alive. Share it. Pass it on. Someone out there is fighting a battle you can't see, and your voice might be the one that gives them hope. Hit that like button. Drop a comment with your morning affirmation. And subscribe if you're ready to build a stronger, more powerful version of yourself. Because this isn't just motivation. This is a movement. Every morning, every word, every step, speak life, speak strength, speak purpose. Because the world doesn't need another follower. It needs you awake, alive, and unstoppable. Now go out there, look the world in the eye, and show them who you really are. You've got this. You've always had this. Sunrise fire. You know, sometimes it's not about learning something new. It's about remembering what's always been there. That quiet strength inside you, the one that's been whispering all along, you've got this. As the first light of morning touches your face, take a deep breath. Feel it. That's life. Not rushing, not demanding, just gently reminding you that you're still here. And being here is already a miracle. So before you reach your phone, before you dive back into the noise, pause for a second. Place your hand over your heart. Whisper those 5 lines again, not because you have to, but because you get to. I am grateful for this new day. I embrace impermanence. I cultivate compassion for myself and others. I walk the path of wisdom. I am at peace with myself. Let those words sink in. Don't just say them. Feel them. Because every word you speak shapes the person you're becoming. Every morning, you're rewriting your story. And here's the thing. Life will still throw its storms your way. You'll have days when nothing feels right, when the world feels too heavy, when you question whether any of this even matters. But that's exactly when it matters most. Because peace doesn't mean your life is perfect. Peace means you choose to return to yourself, even when everything else is falling apart. I remember a morning not so long ago when I didn't want to get up. Everything felt gray, meaningless. But then, almost on autopilot, I whispered those same lines. And somewhere between I am grateful, and I am at peace. I started to believe them again. Sometimes that's all it takes, one breath, one sentence, one moment of remembering who you are. And you, yes, you watching this right now, you have that power too. You don't need to wait for a miracle. You are the miracle. You are the sunrise after your own darkness. You are proof that light can return, even when the night feels endless. So, tomorrow morning, when the world is still quiet and your mind hasn't yet filled with noise, speak those 5 lines again. Speak them like you mean them, like your soul is listening, because it is. And every time you do, you're building something unshakable inside yourself, a peace no chaos can steal. If this message reached your heart, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it. Someone out there needs this light more than you know. Hit that like button if you felt the calm. Drop a comment with your morning affirmation. And subscribe so we can keep walking this path together. Not as teacher and student, but as fellow travelers finding our way back home. Because at the end of the day, peace isn't something you find. It's something you become. And when you do, everything changes. The world softens. Your heart opens. And for the first time, maybe you finally see yourself not as broken, but as beautifully whole. So go ahead. Step into the morning. The sun is waiting. And so is the life you were meant to live. Sunrise sparkles.